the data that we collect are publicly available, and it's through our digital atlas. So on oceanexplorer.noaa.gov/data, you can find out all sorts of information, as well as track the ship in real time, as every day with our nightly dive products and our nightly multi-beam products are put up there live on the Okeanos Explorer Atlas.
251, whoops.
And Casey, if there are any scientists listening in who haven't registered yet and who want to have a more active role, how do they do that?
300. So if we're following the 300
you can find out more information on oceanexplorer.noaa.gov under Okeanos. There should be a tab that says, how do I participate?
And right now we have, what, close to 200 scientists who have registered?
We've got about just under 300 or so. And so far in the cruise, we've had anywhere from about 30 scientists participating to about 19
so all this Jimmy
on the 4 dives that we've had so far.
Yeah. I'm going to adjust this camera. There we go.
Which
yeah, it doesn't tilt. The aft PTZ on D2.
So we have a bonus of a mid-water dive.
We do.
And there's a lot of there's a lot of stuff in the water. So
shoreside, would anyone be interested in, since we do have the EK60s on, would anyone be interested in having them displayed on one of the video feeds?
Nav, could you bump my sonar up to 80 meters?
Sirius sonar to 80 meters.
Appreciate it.
Actually, just there he goes.
Oh, thank you.
And then can you do D2s to, I guess, 80 also, and then bring the gain down because it was set for the hard rock. So you go
over 50% here?
No, over on the left, the slider, the colored slider, all the way down.
Ah.
So if you're in that color, if you, I think, left click and try moving up and down. And that, see the little yellow line that you're moving just above the mouse?
Yeah.
You want that to be just above the yellow flickering bit at the bottom. And that sets kind of the where the bright yellows are. If that's inside the yellow, you get really bright yellows some places.
Does that looks like sort of what you're after?
I guess up a little more. It's easier to tune on the bottom when it gets steady.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, now at least there's something. Well, you don't want us to have it set for the being close to the really hard rock on the bottom.
Right.
So you can't even see stuff that's far away. And then if it's set that way, you won't see rocks until you're, 10 meters away.
Yep.
All right.
So pilot, when we're towing through the water like this and we have auto heading off, do you ever find that it actually turns Sirius to the side and pulls it at a 90 degree?
No, because I'm streaming out back.
Okay.
If it does that, that means that
you've got to head a little bit?
The currents, say if we're not towing, that means if Sirius if the headings aren't perfectly aligned, it means that D2 is approaching Sirius, the tether went slack. So now it would be if a current was coming from the south.
Okay.
Or if the ship were backing down, like during launch sometimes.
So the reason that's probably not exactly lined up right now is probably we have a little bit of current and it's blowing you off slightly?
I mean, they're pretty close, aren't they?
I just meant with Sirius versus ship. I mean, it's 10 degrees.
Oh.
It's not a whole lot.
Well, no, but the ship's heading doesn't matter. Because, see, the ship's going that way. The ship could be headed anyway.
Okay.
See, it's not.
Well, the half knot would be too much if you were.
Our target.
We wouldn't want to be going sideways through the water at half a knot for this distance.
Yeah.
That would be kind of crazy.
But, I mean, we're lined up with the bearing of the move.
But are we? I thought it was like 45 degrees.
No, it's pretty close.
Target bearing is 45.
Yeah, and the ship's pointing 30, so we're.
No, D2.
Oh, I know what it is, Andy. It's a combination of there's a water current.
Okay, then it is.
Combined with the ships, and they come together.
Got it.
Like that. Yeah. Yeah. So the total water speed now. So I bet when the ship stops, if all's the same, we'll actually trail. I'll spin so that I'm kind of southeast.
Okay.
Yeah, because when we were on the bottom, we were seeing it more from the northwest.
Because okay. I've lost you in tether cam, but I have you in the underside there.
Okay. I can push out a little. There we go. Okay, altimeters are both above 40. Nothing in sonars.
I think we got a jellyfish in mine. Let's find out. There we go.
Oh yeah.
Okay, look good.
So I'm going to come up to 250 even. Do you want to come up to
Yes.
like 245 or something? So what was that earlier about going around a bump or something? Is that this bump? They want to go from here to here?
Right.
Oh.
Yeah, they're. I think that's what.
How steep is that thing?
Oh, it looks pretty steep.
What's so that's 250, and what's that?
Those are 10-meter contours, about 10 meters apart, maybe.
5 meters apart.
Not even, yeah.
It's very steep, huh?
That's not going to be fun to lateral around.
No.
And pilot?
Yes.
That's my fisheye that I have in view right now, right?
That you have what?
That I have in view right here?
No, that's the sonar.
That's the sonar. Okay.
I don't think.
Which is in front or in back?
Isn't there an F on the metal? Try looking up. Oh no, we're not extended, so you can't see. Can't see. That's only on deck. Yeah. The sonar is in front. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Survey 1. You mean do another hop? We can give it a try. I don't know. I don't think it may be sort of slow and painful, but it's not like we can't do it. Just we sort of have to turn and see what we're going to hit before we then turn in and face the slope.
Well, that depends on how jagged it is too.
Yeah.
It could be torturous.
Right. Right.
I guess if it's rising 10/5, it's probably pretty torturous.
Yeah. Yeah, it seems like, well, at least now we're matching.
Yeah.
The depths are matching the bathymetry here.
I bet that all this is good. It was just like 2 bad points at the bottom of that hole. It sucked the whole map
Right.
down. Or maybe more than 2, but.
Yeah, I'd have to talk to Derek about whether that it was coincidence or there's some reason why a small divot looked like a big divot.
I guess if you mapped a small divot and then there were a bunch of bad points right in the middle, it would naturally look like it came.
Yeah.
If it were perfectly flat, and then there were two.
Right. Right.
Maybe the divot tricked. I don't know.
Everything looks clear still.
Thank you, video. We know you're close. Okay, how are we doing here?
Oh, we got another maybe 100 meters to go.
100 meters, and we're both sitting 55 above.
Clear sonars.
Bit more than 100, I guess.
100 meters left in the move, says Nav. When the ship slows off, just start pushing out. If the current's about the same, we should just trail off a bit more to the southeast without much incident once the ship stops. Everything else, all the powers look nominal, all the comps are full. What samples did we get this morning? Do you have they usually put a box around it?
I think just one geology.
Oh, okay.
I think I saw it getting taken at rock.
But they put it in the, I heard them opening the bio box.
P0?
Port outer, yeah. Okay, so they put a rock in the port outer. Alright, so this morning was a lot milder than we anticipated, but now we're heading even closer to this volcano and steepness. So now we might find lots of smoke, hydrothermal activity, etc. So have to be on our toes.
Okay.
I can see the lasers very clearly in the water, which means it's getting a little
I don't know how to be on my toes when I'm sitting down. Just
put your toes on the floor.
Actually, altitude of about 5 meters more now.
Well, that's good. Better than altitude of 10 meters less or something. So we're really following that. Is that still?
That's 310.
310, and that's exactly what we're showing. I've got 307.
Excellent.
And you've got 305. Put the mini Zeus back to center here.
Alright, okay. Are you going to want it deployed later?
I think the normal running is just centered, and so you just can't see the center of the drawer. Kind of a downward view.
No, I mean, are you going to want the swing arms deployed after we...
Oh, I guess let's see what it's like.
Okay.
I guess so, and then we might stow them when we get to the really steep part.
Okay.
But first, I guess we'll get to the bottom, see what it's like. Do it.
10-4.
bridge, Nav. Yeah, can you tell me how much farther you see us having on this move? 34 meters, thank you.
I hope we don't get down drive up, and then just as we're about to approach the steep hydrothermal activity, we hand over for lunch.
That's exactly what's going to happen.
And then when we come back, they'll be done, and we'll start sidling sideways awkwardly. Yep. Sonars look clear.
What is that picking up right there on your port side?
Starboard is the craft, usually. And I think that's just like a reflection of the craft or something. I think it's usually there.
Yeah, I've seen it come and go, so I'm pretty sure you're right. It's just a reflection.
Okay, I'm going to start pushing out a bit. So we'll give it a minute once we stop to see which way we stream, and then I'll do the drive under, I'll drop down to delta 20 and then drive. You can lock in auto head and I'll drive directly under you.
Okay. After we settle out, lock in auto head.
Yeah, and the settling out will let us really find the current direction. Because we want to end up straight into it. The other way you can set up is have the ROV come down and then turn Sirius. Like if, say, we actually wanted to be here, like if there's a wall here and we wanted to look at it. But the problem with that is then you have the current behind you, which I guess if you have to, then you just do that. But it's better.
It's just
if you have a choice.
Yeah, I got you.
Particularly, and if it's a strong current, then you just have the ROV drive under anyway, because you don't want to have serious turn and then have you both just being blown away, I guess. So yeah, the preferred is me to drive under. And if you try to do something strange, like have Sirius turn 90 degrees and then have the ROV drive back, then you have the current on your side, and then when you try. Thanks, Neff. Then if you have the current on the side, you try to drive under, then you just get, in the fisheye, you'll be like approaching it, and all of a sudden you'll be off to the side.
Okay. And it just makes hard for placement.
Yeah, good to get it
situational awareness
lined up. All right. Thank you, Nav. I'll start coming down slowly. Our delta's 4 now.
I'll try to follow you in. This guy. Oh, I think I see something. Nope.
See me?
No, I got excited. It got really bright.
I think those are your own lights.
I think you were washed out somewhere in there.
Yeah.
Shoreside Science Team, we have arrived at our waypoint where we were going to move through the water column, and we will be descending and beginning to transit up the slope.
Pulling both for whoever they want. Sounds good.
All right, we'll talk to you guys soon. As we're approaching the bottom now, we've got a few minutes to get back on to reacquire the bottom. Bill, as we're reacquiring the bottom, would you mind giving us a little bit of the background of what we are hoping to find or what we're looking at for those folks on shore who are just joining us now, please?
Just giving it a minute. I expected to turn more south now. A little bit confused by that. I guess we're in the lee of we're a lot closer to the cliffs.
Yeah, current may be
IEC
gone.
Mount, which is
That's true.
an active submarine volcano in
Okay.
the Mariana
I'm
Volcanic
looking
Arc.
for you.
Well, then Delta's
We're
20.
west of the Mariana
I'll
Trench,
start backing up here.
at an underwater mountain, basically, the top of which is just 75 meters below sea level, but we're diving down
Okay, taking
around
out my forward way. Did you find me on
350 and
no,
250
I'm still
meters below
Okay.
sea level.
So, and you're looking back. That's good.
I'm looking straight down right now, and I'm looking back on.
Okay.
April, May
Okay,
2014, and
And you're still looking to be.
this is
Well, I should pop into fisheye in a second. How's we had me in high pack too.
Looking
Yes,
at
I'm
some of the
watching.
areas where
Oh, and so you can put on your auto head now. I will too.
Auto heading going on. Looks like the current really didn't
Yeah.
And,
do anything.
So now
also seeing
we're-
what
I'm in auto depth and auto head. You're in auto head.
Coming out ahead.
We think we're aligned with the current, so if I only put backwards force on, I should end up directly under you.
We have something on your starboard sonar as well.
So, Bill,
40 meters
I
away.
just took a
Okay.
look at the EK60s, and since you mentioned the animals
that's
that live in this
60 out.
area, there is quite a
Have I come into
high level of
fisheye yet?
biomass compared to what we were seeing
Doesn't look like
in
it.
other areas when we were
Okay.
transiting over the sort of in the water column. There's suddenly an uptick in our EK60s, and they're picking up
A little more
a
back.
layer about 50 meters to 100 meters above us. So
I see you on.
that probably bodes well for some
Oh.
potential exciting
What's
things
wrong
down
with
here.
fisheye?
I don't know.
Huh.
I'm wondering if it's washed out because it looks super bright on one
Alright.
angle, and I
Weird.
don't see you at
Do you
all.
want me to ask video
Well,
to send the EK60s to
I
shore
will turn.
so you can see them?
Unless I'm missing it.
Sure, if you can.
Okay, coming out of auto head, turning. No, that's weird.
Video,
I,
this
Found
is
you on
survey
mine,
one.
too.
I started to get a little worried.
Hi, would you
when I
mind
didn't
sending
see
the
myself on
EK60
fisheye.
computer to shore, please?
Okay,
On video
altitude
feed
still
3.
says 37. Something in my
Thank you very
sonar about
much.
40 meters away, fairly large. Let's see. So you're tilted down. I'll start driving ahead. You want to tilt up and follow me?
Will do.
Okay. Yeah, lots of stuff in my sonar.
Okay, gotta look out ahead of you
Lots
a
of
little
smoke too. This isn't from
Thank
me.
you, Roland. All right,
Got some
Bill.
hard returns
So
possible?
Okay.
should be in the bottom. Should be on video feed 3 now, and you can see all
which
4 of the
you're
sonars.
faced
So
northeast. Yeah.
this
And
is
I'm
that
at an
high
angle of 72.
high
Yeah.
biomass.
Want to turn
What are the
turn more to
differences between the four
port.
panels?
Get me centered
So
up
the
a little
top
better.
panel where my
Turning.
cursor is now is an 18 kilohertz. The bottom panel
really hard
is
returns need to be
a
about,
70 kilohertz
036.
frequency.
Okay, that's
Um,
roughly
The
where I'm
I
at.
think they really want
one
to kind
over
of
here
skirt those though and go up to that place.
Is
so.
a 120
Okay, so
kilohertz.
almost straight to starboard.
And the one in the bottom
I'll get a
corner
little
is
more.
a
Let's get your
200
camera at
kilohertz.
45 too.
Okay.
So the uptick that I
Delta's
was talking
still
about is
20.
in
Tether
the 18
taken care of.
kilohertz.
Yeah.
I still don't see anything
So
in
it's
my
this
fisheye.
blue,
Well,
Like it's
I guess
tethered.
it's the smoke.
blue dew, I
The
guess,
fisheye's
scattering
close to the
layer.
lights.
Oh, I see the tether now.
The vehicles
Yeah.
are this
And I
green
see you,
line
actually.
here.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So now, which way is
But all
Deep
day we've seen not
dive
much
end, yeah.
in the EK60s. It's been closer to what you're seeing on the EK70 right now, or the 70 kilohertz right
yes,
now,
please.
where there's not much.
This,
But
So you're 45 now?
suddenly we have an increase in biomass.
335. Okay. So we've got rocks about 40 meters at 035 ahead.
Maybe because we're closer to the summit of the seamount?
Oh, it's up top.
Maybe.
Want to come down maybe 5 meters to get our delta to 15?
yes. I was just
And
going to
then,
try to find my footballs in here.
Okay.
To be honest,
Bring
I'm
your
still
heading
learning
around
about
to follow me.
EK60s, so
Following
that
you.
could very well be.
Coming down 5
How does
meters.
that? So this is Verena. How would that compare to what
So-
you've seen
so
around
our
some other
final direction is going to be
seamounts, like Esmeralda
035. We're just
Bank
kind
or
of slowly
anything
working us over there.
in
Okay.
this region? I mean, this is a very
Sorry,
oligotrophic ocean
335.
here, so it's
Yeah.
interesting
One
to
of those
see that.
numbers there.
335. Okay, so we're
335, yeah.
going to go northwest.
Are you asking us on the ship, or are you asking Bill?
Yes, I am. Yeah. I'm just wondering if what you've seen before in the region.
So over the last couple of days, we've been doing some EK60 work when we did the midwater transect, I guess 2 days ago.
Come over another 20
and actually, I have Derek here who can talk to you
actually
more about this, who's actually our mapping
water
sonar
or
lead.
current from
Hold on one
behind
second.
us?
He'll explain it much better than I can.
And Nav, when you get a second, can you zoom in my sonar as well? There you go. I'm at 335 right now, and you're pretty well centered.
Excellent.
We got 17 meters of
Yeah,
delta.
but
You
also
need
you've
a
got,
couple more.
this does look like a plankton scattering layer. It's the daytime,
50,
so they've gone
no less than
down.
50.
Yeah.
Then can you
And if we're near
drag
the
my color bar
summit,
up to get rid of
maybe
some of
there
those
is
highs?
just a little bit of trapping around the top of the volcano.
Should be better. Yeah,
Hi
probably
folks,
looks much
this
now.
is Derek Sowers. I'm the mapping team lead on this cruise, and I guess there was a question about
So we do have
some of the EK60 that we've
about,
been seeing in this region in
you know,
general.
50 meters
I know
off
on
directly
leg one
starboard we
of
have
this
the other
expedition
hill,
series,
which is in high pack.
they
We'll just
definitely
have to
saw
be conscious of that.
anomalies in the water column from the EK60,
But
so
ahead, we
definitely
have the
strong
other feature.
scattering targets
So,
around some of the active
Copilot, we should start
vents.
coming down now.
Okay.
So you could actually, they took the ship over some of the seamounts, and you could actually see.
Yeah, that looks good. As I
definitely
approach the
this
bottom, it'll
blue,
probably have to change. But
reflectors you're seeing
okay,
in the
we're
water column
aligned.
there. We're active
You start
near
coming
vents,
down slow.
I'm coming
I'm
down
at
slow.
altitude 30.
This could be
I'm at
this could be a signal of some
250.
sort that we're seeing right now,
Okay, coming down.
especially in the 18
Hopefully we'll
kilohertz
keep
frequency,
Sirius
which
and
is in the top
D2
left
with
corner of
visual.
stream 3.
So which way did I turn? So I have to do a positive
Yeah,
turn.
that's what I'm looking at.
If we have to bail out because of the smoke, you'll just haul up to deltas 20 or
Definitely,
22, and
a
I'll
lot
just turn
more
to
than we were
starboard
seeing
and drive.
earlier in the dive
Okay.
today.
And I come out of auto heading.
Eventually, once
Yeah, when we were
once it
coming
starts fighting, that means I'm pulling you.
descending, there certainly was
And if I pull too hard, it'll
quite a lot of particulates in the water, and I don't know
might
whether
as well just let it go.
people decided if there was a
'Cause I
layer or
will be
not.
screaming.
But this is anyway. We'll get
Okay,
there
descending
and
through
we'll
the
find
smoke,
out.
delta
I'm a
17,
little
altitude
suspicious, though,
31.
because the way that the blue layer
It's not as
very
smoky as last cruise when we
gradually gets
couldn't even see
shallower
D2.
as the ship's moving towards the summit. To me, I would suspect this is some sort of side echo.
So you can go down at, say,
appearing,
10 or 15.
Not
Oh, okay.
real. I mean, the
I
way...
was kind of worried about getting the football ahead above
Because I
me.
bet
But
the
that's,
Oh, okay. Well, do what you have to.
okay, so
trend of the
I
blue
am
stuff
should be
going
watching
up.
that. Yes.
I don't know.
Yes, but if you continue down at 2, it'll take us like 20 minutes to get there.
Okay.
Something else will go
Well-
wrong in the meantime.
Okay. I'm headed down at.
I'm no
get
expert
blown
on
away or
those
something.
sonars, though, so
But yeah,
it's
definitely
not
keep
based
an eye
on
on that.
much.
Yeah,
It is
that's
very
true too.
uniform looking. The way it moves
Yeah.
up, and it's just like this continuous
Delta
line
17,
you see.
starting to lose visual.
The ship moves closer to the
Yeah, maybe.
shallow summit of the
It looks like D2 might have Sirius in it now, huh?
Basically, the red is the seafloor, right? So
Yes, that's right. Yep.
So we might getting a,
Yeah.
since we're sort of, the summit is off to the side, we might be getting some sort of side echo that's coming
Yeah,
back.
luckily it's centered, so you can
Record
see
before
it.
we see
But
the bottom.
you're definitely
I don't
right to
know.
be, cautious.
Yeah, just the way that it as the ship moves towards the summit, things
Okay.
get shallower and shallower.
Nothing visually.
That's what makes it.
My sonar, I want to zoom in my sonar to maybe 50 meters.
So, Bill, I'm interested that there is apparently
yeah, they reduce
quite
it,
a
so it's
lot
also
of
washed out.
small
And,
biological activity.
Video, it'll be important
the
to pull
bottom.
out D2 in the Sirius camera.
I'm wondering if that
Yep, and just
that
to note,
decaying
that's a very
brown
green
toilet paper, whatever,
view
that
I'm
rolls
getting
across
of
the
that
bottom
particulate.
Yeah.
couldn't be part of an old bacterial mass. So it's
Okay,
intriguing
altitude
to me that
17.
this doesn't look like so much like the
Got
flank
ground
of
ahead of
Northwest
us.
Rhoda, which is
About
pretty
25 meters ahead in sonar.
pretty much a desert. And yet this seems to have quite a lot of stuff on it, biological.
Yeah, well, we'll have to look again.
Looks like it
when
is
we get
clearing
back
up
to
a
the
bit.
bottom.
Looks like
This
it's,
will be an interesting comparison because
Had a layer there.
Where we started the dive, we were a little further west.
Science, looked like we're passing through that layer. I just want to point it out.
That's okay. That's
So,
yeah. Or no, we're at 280.
It could be that
Yeah. Okay.
that
Visual on
seafloor was
bottom.
not as affected by this latest eruptive activity.
Okay. Yeah.
Hold
So-
on.
And that's
We should have a good look at the seafloor.
You're almost done your
Place, 'cause
tether
now we're right-
ordeal here.
yeah, that would make more
job
sense to
not
me.
getting
As
it
you've got
over
circular polychaete tubes that have settled
Okay,
and
altitude's
grown,
10.
and
Right.
anemones in the bottom. It's just,
Altitude
wow,
30.
that would be awesome
Yeah.
fast.
Yeah.
There was a lot of stuff growing on the rocks too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, we can begin to see the bottom
that
now.
one sample that was picked up was not exactly pristine.
Yeah, you're right.
Visibility's not too bad. What was the depth? It was
Good
about
observation.
270
Well,
was a lot of
looks like
smoke.
we're getting back close to the bottom.
Yeah. Okay. So between 270 and 260. Oh, that is where they want to go. Huh? All right, I'm almost on bottom here for you, co-pilot.
Copy that.
I'll just.
I'm just trying to, let the tether catch up, and then I keep
Yeah.
going down. But we're still making progress pretty.
Oh yeah. Thank you. You can, I guess, zoom in to 30.
So hi, Bill.
so
This is Patty,
get more on the
and
screen.
we are all back from lunch. And I wonder if you'd
And instead of
give
me
us your
backing up, maybe we should
ideas
move
of how
Sirius
this
about
part of
15
the
meters
seafloor
closer.
compares to what we
I'm
saw when
ready
we
for that
first
move.
landed.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. I'll give you a little bit
Sure,
of tether to play with if I can.
Did you just hear that conversation with Marina?
All right. Now we are
Yeah,
on bottom.
I did. Thanks.
Yeah, so I think that was a good observation that she was saying that where we started the dive, there was an awful lot
I guess we
of
might as well just
small
move you
animals and,
30. It looks fairly flat.
living in the sediment, and
My sonar
the
looks
rocks
great.
had little fuzzy
Yes,
stuff
please.
growing on it, and
And
didn't
will you
look,
drop a target for our on bottom?
completely pristine,
Or
like,
second on bottom,
like it had
whatever
just
it is.
come out 2 years ago, and I think at first I was thinking that it was, but yeah, after reflecting on it, that there was.
You calling video?
it
I was
looked
going to
like
point out
maybe
the
that
went off screen
hadn't
bottom
been
left
disturbed
of
in
potential
quite a while, so,
Oh,
starfish.
okay.
Sort of
right
one
now
of those fat
we're
ones.
You might
we've
start pulling
moved
here
the
shortly.
ship,
All right,
we
I'll
moved
back
the
up a little.
ROV, so now we're
may
directly
be,
down slope of the crater.
Urchin. It's
where
on
the
your
eruption
screen, bottom
came from.
corner,
So
to the right of the white thing in the bottom corner.
We'll be
Okay.
interested to get the ROV down on the bottom and take a
And that on the
close
very
look
far
at
right
the-
looks more like a
at the-
sponge.
at the
Yeah, I was
seafloor
kinda
here
headed that
and
way.
see from
Than
the
a,
different
rock.
rocks look fresher.
Yeah, so the
and
current
there's
here is
less
slightly behind us.
things growing on them, and
It's not
maybe,
too strong,
we
but
don't see things like anemones
it does kind of
and
lift the tether up into the co-pilot's face.
living in
Want to put
sediment,
lasers
things
back
like
on?
that. So
And there you are.
because
I feel
if
you
that's
on
true, then-
pulling me now.
Yeah.
then we really
You're on the
are
way,
in the
right?
deposit that
Yes.
came out.
Okay, video. Want to do a
years
zoom from
ago.
here? Then when I get a little more tether, I'll head that way.
So I guess we'll have to wait until we get a good look.
Right. Thanks, Bill. I was
we have an
actually
urchin.
wondering. Oh, after we look at the urchin, I noticed that the individual clasts of volcaniclastics are much bigger here. So I guess I'm just presuming that it's proximity to the vent, and the big stuff is going to fall out here, whereas the fines are going to be winnowed away further downslope.
I'm pretty far out here, so excuse the bounce.
Yeah, I think, well, so far this looks a little cleaner, but let's look around.
Can you
Right,
look
yeah,
good on
we'll do
this?
that.
It's going to go
Okay.
with the sponge.
Beautiful urchin
heard
right
anything.
here.
We're
Certainly
still
a
in
geologist
exploratory
talking about,
mode.
Go ahead now.
rocks without biology on them. This area would probably be another place to try and sample.
Okay, thank
rocks.
you.
We're, more convinced than a newer eruptive product.
Oh, co-pilot, you can put the swing arms out.
Okay. Let me just move up a little bit. You got some tether to play with now.
Sure, thank you.
And I am moving towards you.
You can take the mini Zeus if you'd like and move it to the swing arms as you go.
Okay, that's going to be on
left.
So I think it'd be good to sit down on the bottom and zoom in closely to some of these rocks and see.
Okay.
Close to that sponge before we zoom.
Watch lead nav. I wonder if you think it's okay at this point to maybe sit down and just take a closer look at the rocks. That was a request from onshore.
Would you like me to follow you around if you turn there, pilot?
No. Okay. Keep your heading.
Okay.
Well, we could, I guess, take a snap zoom on this, right?
Yeah, I just heard watch lead. I will, I'm going to double up and sit down here and get the rock that happens to have a sponge on it.
Thank you.
And we'll find out exactly how silty and ashy the bottom is here. Oh, there's one of those fish directly below my skids, too.
It'd be great to get the quad screen back up on camera 3 also.
Let's start with this guy.
Video, I wonder if we could get the quad screen back up on number 3 for folks at home.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, video. We've got a fish.
Fish.
It's actually not as silty here. It's all rock.
Yeah, right. That's kind of what I was thinking, that the really fine material will be further away from the vent, and the coarser stuff closer.
You like to be too close?
I like to be so close I can see their eyes.
So watch, say, does this double up for the fish and the sediment or rock? Yeah, I know. Just trying to back up a little for you, video.
Yep.
There we go.
Oh, yeah.
Max.
Nice focus on those guys. And the fish. But around the fish are a whole bunch of rocks. And those rocks look pretty similar to what we saw down deeper.
Okay.
And again, as we zoom out a little bit, you see white specks in the rocks, and those are tiny crystals of feldspar minerals.
We got plenty of time. I'm at 45 degrees right now, pilot.
Okay.
Your mic's not open, science.
Bruce Mundy tells us that the genus of this scorpion fish is difficult to identify.
Okay, at the beginning. Co-pilot, can you get
He
lasers?
says it could be a juvenile pontinus, but it could just as easily be another genus.
That's good, thank you.
How would you?
We'll get lasers on this.
How would you tell them apart? Oh, what is that?
Well, the larger pontinus or the large-head scorpionfish, they usually have long cirri, sort of tentacles over the top of the eye and a large head. This kind of has that sort of morphology. Unfortunately, with these scorpionfish, one of the first characters that's used for identifying them is the tooth pattern on the inside of the mouth, the upper
yeah, wait till I get out ahead.
Get the ROV operators to grab the fish and open his mouth and look inside. That'd be great, but I don't think that's going to happen.
I don't think so either, Bruce, but we've got a mystery here. This white thing, Shirley's going, that is not a sponge.
That does not look like a sponge to me.
And when we were looking at the top of it, I saw the top kind of waving, crisscrossing back and forth across it. What is that?
Want to get the top here while we have good visibility and everything? I can do a hop closer after.
That's fascinating.
Okay, I'm going to take a stab.
Is it a whole?
I may be way off, but I think it looks like a benthic ctenophore in the genus Lyroctes ctenoplanid. Maybe. It's got the two lobes, but I don't see any place for a teeny to come out, so
I'm probably way off on this, but I'll start the discussion.
Okay, so Scott France just weighed in. He's not on the phone right now, but he's saying the same thing.
What would you like, video?
Tina 4.
Let's see.
Different view.
Wow.
Yeah, either, I think the
Have
lower...
you ever seen anything like that?
Go to the
I've never
left-hand
seen
side
anything
of
like
it.
that anywhere.
Okay.
And Brian Green,
Yeah, Brian Green agrees.
Yep.
Okay,
Thank you, Brian.
okay.
Slowly drifting off to
Wow,
my
very
starboard
cool.
side.
Two
Okay.
lobes. That is a
Now that the
fascinating
ship
critter.
stopped, you can follow me.
Copy that.
So do they
Just let me know, and then we'll be ready to turn back.
All
Or
right,
does this
shifting
guy
to
live on the
port
bottom?
4330.
Yeah, is he
No,
Cecil?
their
90
larval
degrees for
form
the current
actually looks like what you typically think of as a ctenophore. The adult form
done with
is
lasers.
benthic, and that's it.
Turn lasers off.
And
got 'em.
out the ends of those two lobes, that's where the teeny will emerge, and they'll send them out meters in length along the substrate trying to catch stuff to eat.
Wow. So,
That's
pilot,
good.
are
One of
you
these
maneuvering
benthic
around so we can get a look at it from
Yeah.
this direction?
Yeah, I
Oh,
wanted to get a
thanks.
different view,
Thanks
yeah.
very much.
A little bit closer.
Yeah, so we'll be able
this is
to
awesome.
A little
we'll be able
closer,
to
too?
zoom in
Yeah, just so we can get
on this
super
from
macro
this
once we get it.
direction,
Okay.
where you can see the two individual lobes.
Okay, this might actually qualify as the weirdest thing I've ever seen, because
Okay, video.
this morning on the tweet chat, we were asked that question. Okay.
This is definitely
This-
weird.
Yeah, it's beautiful, but weird. Scott says he's collected some of these in Hawaii, but they were orange. See, now looking at that, I would say, man, that might be a nice source of natural products.
You think?
I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, look at it. There's nothing on it. It's just
That's
out there.
true.
It's just right out there. I have no idea what would eat something like this.
So
how's it defending itself?
Right, so what you're saying is because there's nothing on the surface of it, it must have something to repel
Maybe.
anything that might want to get on.
Maybe so. And
that's the kind of thing that people use for pharmaceuticals that can get rid of whatever disease, right?
Whatever, yeah.
Wow.
Different things.
Different things.
I think you can see the tentacles right there in the just off center top.
Let me know if you want tilt video.
See, that's good right there. It's I don't know if you can see the fuzzy parts on the top edge, or not,
No, not really.
top quarter of the screen. Try to bring it out better.
Wow. And it's beautiful.
You just saw it pull it in.
Yeah. Saw that.
So Scott tells us that the mouth is on the underside of this animal. It's against the substrate, against the rock. Brian Green said that he also collected one at about 100 meters on the Northwest Hawaiian Island. Just 2 weeks ago.
We'll go full screen.
Okay.
Brian, what's the consistency when are they kind of like firm, like rubbery?
Want to tilt up?
Yes, just a little bit.
There you go.
Okay, we're going to push into the smooth part.
Okay, tilting up.
Brian says kind of loosely gelatinous.
Loosely gelatinous.
It looks loosely gelatinous.
Yeah. Okay. Oh,
Looks
my
like-
gosh, that's beautiful. That is beautiful.
Looks like something Carl would love to collect.
Yeah, but we're not going to.
With a
No,
big rock
no.
underneath of it.
Well, Brian Green says it's hard to collect even with your hand. So,
Yeah, it looks very squishy.
Okay.
That
Pulling
is
out for another
totally
wide
cool.
shot.
indeed.
Okay, I'm energized. Between the cheeseburger and the Tina 4,
Partial.
we're good to go. Diva said that the ones that
immediately.
they collected on Lake 1 were teeny, very gelatinous, and had feeding tentacles.
Going full wide.
We don't really see any tentacles on this guy, do we?
No.
Okay.
We imaged his tentacles on this, but they were all sucked in, and we actually saw it close the orifice.
Really?
Where the tentacles would have come out, but the tentacles were all completely pulled in.
Okay.
Just barely visible.
Yeah.
We'll be able to see that still image when we create one.
Oh, cool. Wow.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know.
Now, Shirley, is there, you see the brown rock at 3 o'clock, halfway to the end of the screen from that white ctenophore? That looks like there's something
That's
on
that.
Is that
it's swimming away right now?
No.
Oh no, I think that's just the bottom. Looks like I see what you're looking at, but I think it's just the color of the bottom.
Okay. Well, that might have been where the skeg of the ROV was.
I'm seeing some grayish blue tinges on some of the soil.
Yeah, that's what
I
think that's
locations.
Yeah, that's what Patty was referring to.
Thanks,
I think.
Roland. I think it's interesting, these really larger blocks, the boulders that you see on the right side of the screen, they're all clustered together. It looks like that's the tongue of a talus pile that might have fallen off the upper part of the cone just in front of us and up a little bit shallower. Where there's smoke.
So, Rena, this is Bill. I'm curious if you think the seafloor looks any younger here than where we started the dive. I'm not sure myself.
All right, Nav.
Yeah, I hear you.
Co-pilot.
I still want to see close up on the rocks.
So Carl had suggested maybe chasing that sonar target off to the starboard side. D2. So I'm going to angle over there, get a bearing. It's all right with you, co-pilot. We'll put in a 10-meter
Yeah,
move.
I guess it could certainly settle and grow within the two.
I'm certain I've settled out by now from any remaining
years,
ship moves.
so it's possible. I just would be interested to know if there's more below it with a lot of biofilm, a lot of brown cover. We just need to get down on the bottom and see that again.
See, and I can saddle over a bit.
There you go.
Cool. All right. Yeah, Nav, let's put in a move 10 meters, 040.
We are just having a shift change of folks in the front row.
We've had the tether streaming out in the current, and now it's just straight up.
Behind us.
Straight up.
Okay, I'll call it. Always nice to know what's going on.
Much nicer, huh?
Yeah, I know. You guys can't
Yeah.
see what's happening. There's been a considerable amount of traffic in the control room here.
We'd like to get a ship move. It'll be 10 meters range, 040 bearing, 0 decimal 2
But we will
knots.
get you a close-up or two of the view as soon as possible.
Good copy, thank you.
Very good.
Okay, pilot, that move should be underway shortly.
All right. Thank you, Nav.
If you guys can look at the quad screen, you can see there's a pretty strong reflector that we're moving toward.
Yeah,
I'm going to come down a bit.
In
I'll push
the
out.
northeast quadrant, like at about 45 degrees.
Give you some rope.
Yeah, we're making tracks.
Or something.
Yeah, we're making tracks toward that. That's probably a fairly steep scarp.
Okay, about 15 meters out.
Seeing your target in the ROV.
Yeah.
Seeing
Okay, here we go. Outcrop.
Fish on the left. Forked tail. Stripes.
Is it just a rubble pile?
And there's a fish. Pilot, if we can maybe get a zoom on that guy.
Yeah, let's do a quick zoom before he goes away video.
The rocks look like they have columnar jointing too. There's a couple of fish hiding in the joints.
Co-pilot.
For folks at home, columnar jointing is what happens in a lava flow as it begins to cool and contract. If you were looking at a mud puddle, and when it dries up, it has a whole series of cracks, generally that are hexagonal, have 6 sides. Well, lava flows do the same thing. A thick lava flow will create huge columns
Those white things down there
of
look
cracked
like potential
basalt.
enemies.
That's exactly what we're looking at.
Go wide and get a view of this feature here.
This
is cool looking, huh?
Look at this.
Beautiful, beautiful geologic view and a bunch of fish hiding in the cracks.
Straight ahead, there's a whole swarm of mini fish.
From here, what we see of these fishes, they look pretty similar.
Can we snap before the lights get brighter?
Yep.
Now, what do you think that white is? Is the white on the surface here the same?
I don't know.
I know.
I think it's biologic. Oh, wow. I don't know. Look at all those shrimpers.
Going on right there.
50 million shrimp in the cracks.
Oh, my gosh.
You see any shimmering in the water?
I'm guessing that Roland called it. There's probably some hydrothermal emanations coming out of there, and probably
cool.
bacterial mat forming.
You got a little bit of
shrimp.
Beautiful. Are those white things barnacles?
I do not know, my dear.
And I'm going to get a little bit closer. Oh, they are all over that.
Yeah. Yeah, you know there's something coming out there.
Can we range in the sonar?
On this outcrop.
You want to zoom in?
Absolutely.
On the sonar, yeah.
Yes.
On D2.
Got it.
Yeah, I'm wondering if we can get some more zooms on the surface of the rock to find out what the white things are.
Sure. Why don't we zoom in?
Or do you want closer than 20?
Yeah, do closer.
That's 10.
Yeah, the shrimp in the crack we're suspecting might be attracted to it by hydrothermal fluids coming out.
Got it.
And remember your
they're clustered.
All your swing arms are.
Looks like
Okay.
a hydrothermal
maneuver at all. Oh, it's a beautiful view in your manip cam. You can see the interface of the wall with the slope.
Yeah, why don't we angle in the lowers and then maybe stow the uppers?
What the shrimp is not.
Okay, so you'd like the lowers to be swept in a bit?
Yeah,
okay.
Sort of straight out. Bring it
Video
down
is not seeing any.
And I almost think we might be looking at egg cases here, or are they?
Well, Diva suggested limpets. What do you think about that?
Yeah.
And they could be, yes.
So this shrimp is almost certainly in the genus Plesionica, and it looks almost identical to something called Plesionica edwardsi. And no, it's not a vent shrimp.
Did you want them
it's a cold water shrimp, if you will.
Okay, Chris, thanks.
Let's go well, I guess. Let's go
so
and
biologists on shore.
Just to be safe.
Do you have a clue as to why you think these guys might be congregating? Is this romance we're watching?
I'm going to push in a little bit. I'm drifting away from the wall.
Okay, remember your lowers are out.
Pull out for that, or just focus as you go?
Just focus as I go. I got a good
probably because there's cracks and there's protection, and they'd be awfully tasty to a lot of predators out there. So the kind of group where they can hide.
Okay.
They like pinstripes.
Yeah, fascinating.
That's a nice lighting.
That's with the starboard
Beautiful
upper swing
video.
arm stowed.
That's the great thing about being out here, and for you folks at home, that we have such high definition video that can be streamed to you. This is
that move about done?
Not something that you normally get to see.
Stand by.
So I think we're good here.
We're going to be having clips taken of all of this video, in fact, and it will be available to you to look at your leisure on the Okeanos Explorers website. So tune in and take a look. Anytime you like, tell your friends. Yeah, and you'll notice that sometimes the shadows are going to change in the field of view. That's because there's a capability of actually moving the light bars and the lights themselves around so that you can improve the lighting on
look left and right before you come up.
part of the seafloor. I'm just
Yeah.
stunned by how many shrimp there are. They're all clustered in that one crack.
Against the floor
Or, well, in that one area of a
all coming
a
down.
joint.
Bring the
Look,
lowers
all
up
the
a
way
bit more.
down and up on the wall a little bit up to the right.
The lower swing arms.
And tons of limpets here.
Yeah, sure. So I'm going to have to sweep them back.
Yes.
We're looking face on the surface of.
Yep.
You can see angular cracks around these rocks. So you're looking at the cooling cracks as if you were looking at the surface of a mud pond. And what that suggests to me is that those cracks go deep into the subsurface. The cracks and columnar joints that form pillar-like structures in lava flows are formed perpendicular to the surface of the flow. So in fact, this could be a dike,
great, Jeff. That
which is a vertical intrusion of magma into a crack in the flank of a volcano.
So watch lead, is there any particular area of the rock
I like that idea,
that you'd like to take a look at?
You want to take a closer look at anything?
Something going on in the middle
I'm
there.
just fascinated by the
Off
fact
to the
that we've
left
got
now.
shrimp all along this. And
Go
although people
all
are
the way
saying
down
Maybe
to the
just
bottom,
move
see
along,
if you can
laterally
see where
along
it.
the lowest point of the geothermal activity
I
is.
keep wondering.
Really, I'd love to see those a little close
think-
up on those
Just
limpets.
going to kind of float down.
Okay.
If there's a
If we
request
could
to
get
get
a size that
super
would be
tight on
useful with the
limpets,
lasers.
Okay.
along with lasers on.
Yeah, we can
Pilot,
get lasers on.
watch lead.
Go ahead, watch lead.
Yeah, we would like to get a closer look at what we think are limpets on the rocks.
Sure.
Try and get the laser on it so we can get some idea of the size too. Thanks.
Yeah, let's zoom in, Roland.
Sounds like they want one of the types where we actually sit down and macro it.
I'll move in, and if you just want to adjust as you can. Get in closer.
Do you folks on shore see? Oh, I see. I was just going to ask you if you see any holes in the tops of these little white things, and I sure do. I don't see any tentacles coming out. Does anybody on shore see it?
The craft is
Pardon
stood
me,
nice
sear
and
eye.
inboard.
No, whatever.
Which is good.
I'm learning.
Every now and again I'll see one of those limpets or whatever it is move. It's like it flaps closed.
There's a little chunk of
You got more
goo
zoom?
rolling down the face of this rock.
Max zoom.
Oh, hey, fish, get out of the way.
All right, let's go back in.
Not that we don't love fish.
Max zoom.
Okay.
That's maximum zoom. Interesting little things. Wow.
Continuing to pull focus.
Yep, I'm moving in closer.
Still think they're limpets?
I just got to keep an eye on my toe.
Oh, you can see them moving, clamping down to the rock.
They're not very conical, are they?
No.
Did you see that, Roland?
Yeah, I saw it.
I don't know what
you guys
these are.
seeing them
Last thing that I looked
lift up and
that we saw that looked like that were inarticulate brachiopods.
Really?
Yeah, but these are really flat. They're
Colombian fjords.
Huh.
we are seeing them sometimes lift up very slightly and then sort of coming back down quickly. Saw it in a few of the images. Pilot's going to move in super close and
Yes,
try to
I
put in
saw
a
that
toe
too.
so
So
we can
it
see
is
it.
something that's attached and can lift up.
Which would argue for limpet.
Are we full wide?
And Bruce, while
Yes, you're full
we're
wide.
setting up to get close,
There are other possibilities.
what's the fish? Type it in.
Yeah, Amy Baco Taylor is asking the same thing I'm thinking. Maybe collect a rock with some of it on it.
Oh, that would that count as a biosample?